Here's a little.
They're the
little
easiest
something.
drinks to make. That and Manhattans are the easy. I was drinking Manhattans like it was my job the other night. 2 Manhattans I had like 3, and I was just like. And then I ate dinner and my buzz went away.
That's terrible. You don't want to die out in the middle.
Keep it rolling. Bar, I didn't pay for those.
Well, there you go.
Anyways, let's do it.
Let's get into this. Hey YouTube, welcome back. I'm Derek, certified bourbon steward.
I'm Nick, certified bartender.
And we're back with Keeping It Neat. This is our Flashback 5 of the last 5 we just tried. We're going to go back over them. We've already selected our 5 to number 1.
Yep.
Our least favorite to our most favorite. We've written them down on our super secret boards, but I'm going to show you, the viewer, right now what I got. And I don't want to see Nick's. Oh, I just saw it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So what we're going to do is we're going to go from our 5th, least liked, all the way through, and we'll talk a little bit about them and what we liked and disliked about those. I think that'll be good. You want to go first, sir?
Sure. So starting off at the very bottom, number 5, I had. Oh wait, no.
We're gonna reach in. We're reaching in. You ready? Okay. 1, 2, 3. Touch tips.
Touch tips.
Ooh, tip touch.
We did it.
All right, that's it. You saw it here. So,
oh my god. If you think we've already done all these other shows and then this one, no, you're wrong, actually, because we had a problem last time.
That's right. This is actually the end. Yeah, we had a huge problem with the other episode, and there was some baseball audio in there that really I could do nothing with. So unless you wanted to hear the Red Sox box score through the last 15 minutes, we just starting all over. So
how that is.
We're wrapping it up. And,
so number 5, J.P. Weisers.
Yeah.
Sounds like that thing. J.P. Weisers.
That's a
yeah, right? What is that?
We'll copyright easy. Easy.
Yeah. I know. It's just a catchy tune.
It is a catchy tune.
So this bottle, we both felt like it didn't know what it wanted to be. And it was all over the place. It's a rye triple barrel. We looked into it a little bit more.
And the whole thing was like
60%. You said?
60%. Yep, it's 60% rye in there in the mash bill. The other two, I don't know what's in it. It didn't say. So that's all I could find on the JP Weiser. But the thing I did find was that almost all Canadian whiskeys are considered ryes. Wow. And they don't have most of them don't have the predominantly rye content. So, but this one does. It's over 51% rye. So that would be considered a rye even in America.
And that's why you have your stewardship.
That's why I have it. Bourbon steward. Amazing. I know. But I found the same thing.
And that's why I just mix it.
Well, that's mostly rye. Yeah. Well, okay.
You could.
Yeah.
Actually, you'd be surprised. Recently, most of the old fashions I've been getting are with ryes.
Oh, okay.
Most people have been wanting that. I don't know why.
Yeah, well, rye is like a huge mix for whatever reason. There's a lot of stuff that just mixes with rye. I think it's the spiciness that goes well maybe with the drinks. Doesn't underpower it, and it comes through. Mine was the same thing. I felt it was all over the place. I really didn't know what it wanted to be. It wanted to be smooth. It wanted to be spicy. It was everywhere. So that was why I put it where I did it. That was my number 5 pick also.
Yeah. It just out of the other ones stand out in their own uniqueness, and it just didn't.
Yep.
It was a weird spot. I'm also going to take a sip of. We poured our number 1s privately before, so we both don't know what they are.
You know what they are because we showed you our boards, but I don't know what his is, and he doesn't know what mine is. So,
nope. So good. It's good to be back. Moving on to number 4. You ready?
I'm ready.
1, 2, 3.
Okay. All right.
Switched.
Yep, you switched. Oh, you went to the Bookers for number 4.
I did. I think it's a very good whiskey, but it just didn't stand out enough.
Okay.
And I just
didn't stand out. Bookers didn't stand out enough.
I know. You'd be surprised.
Okay. I'm going to call Mr. Booker. I'm going to call Booker no and let him know.
The other ones just stood out to me more.
Okay.
And the more, what's funny is we've actually, this time, got to sit on it a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
So I came into it, and it'll lead into my number 3. I'll get into it in a second. But I had a very long conversation with one of my good friends yesterday about a certain type of whiskey, and I'll lead into my number 3.
All right, sounds good.
What about for you for your
for
number
me,
4?
I went with the Suntory Whiskey Toki. I thought it was good.
Yeah.
It was very light. It's more along those Scotchy lines, which is what Japanese whiskeys try to be. They follow a lot of the classic Scotch mixes and whatnot and how they make it. So I liked it. Not bad at all. And if you wanted to introduce someone to a whiskey, this won't hurt anybody. It's a really easy drinker. You found it. You had even said, this is like almost a desserty, kind of almost more wine, like a winey kind of tone to it.
Yeah.
So it was really good. I liked it, but that's my number 4 right now. So
okay.
We're going to go for number 3s?
Number 3s.
Number 3. Where am I? Okay.
3,
here we go.
2, 1.
Oh, okay. All right.
So to continue with what I was just saying, basically I was having this conversation with my friend Isaac yesterday, and we were talking about Japanese whiskeys. And I was just telling him about the show, and obviously, hey, if you haven't, go subscribe. But I was telling him about the show and how he should check it out and stuff, and he's like, because he's really into whiskeys as well, he's like, you know what I love? A Japanese whiskey. And I said, funny you say that, because the more this has sit in my mind about how good it was, that's why it beat out the Bookers. To me, it just like, it's delicious. I find for a first time me trying it, it just like really like was awesome. It just really took me out of my place. I didn't know what was happening, and I was like, this is delicious.
Yep.
And again, like you said, it's more desserty, more on the sweeter side, where you can almost lose yourself and not know you're drinking a whiskey.
Yes, very true. I would say definitely with that.
So, but for you, the Game
For me,
of Thrones.
the Game of Thrones, and the thing is, it's number
Oban.
3. The Oban, it's a good one. It's a special edition, so you're not going to find this anywhere else other than in this bottle with the Game of Thrones edition. So going with that in of itself, it's not really a true representation, I think, of the actual line of Oban, of what they have to offer. I mean, this is the Oban Bay Reserve. There's no age statement, so it's a minimum going to be at least, I think, we're going to have to say at least 3 years. That's what most scotches are going to be that you're going to get to be considered a scotch. But Diageo pumped them out, like I had said, when we were doing it originally, and so there's 9 different ones that Diageo put out just for this. It's good where it's at. I mean, it's a great drinker. I mean, I would not say no to it ever. But I just think that for number 3 for me, I think that's a good spot for it. And I think it's a good representation of a, easy drinking scotch.
Respect your opinion.
Respect it. Absolutely.
3, 2, 1. Wait, I forgot where I'm Where am I? So number 2, I'll let you lead off.
All right. Well, I went with the Bookers.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Bookers. I like that punch it has. It's got that huge punch up front, and it carries you through. You come up to that big high peak, and you slowly, and then you get those peaks in between. You're getting that cinnamon in the back. You're getting that spiciness. You're getting the oak. You're getting it all with that. I really liked where it was, and I just think Booker's is a really good one, but you have to. It's not a first-time drinkers one. That's what I will say with Booker's. Do not, if you're going to have someone experience whiskey, do not give them Booker's for their first experience, because they will never come back again.
And I guess when ranking my 5, that played a part in it too. Like I said, this didn't know what it wanted to be. This is just like I guess 4 and up for me, I really loved. This was the only one I'll be honest, I just didn't like this one. But this one going up, I liked all the top 4 for me really. But it just everyone has their own palate. Everyone likes to keep it neat their own way. But realistically, I just felt that, like you said, if this is a first time, I'd rather give this one to somebody or something. Even, we'll get into these in a second, but that's why I didn't place up that high, but I still liked this one. Okay. So, my number 2 was the Jameson Black Barrel. This one surprised me. If you go back to the episode, shocked the heck out of us.
Yeah, well, the bourbon babe threw us off the whole night. It was a roller coaster ride. Not gonna lie, she broke me at one point. I think I may have cried on screen a little. I don't know if that was episode 8 or 9 when I actually just went into the depression barrel. But that's all right. We came out. It was a tough ride. Not gonna lie,
it was rough. Pulling you out.
It wasn't easy.
It's like the boy in the well.
I needed like a whole 2 weeks off just to come back and do this episode.
Yeah, I know. Really. But nothing bad to say. Surprisingly delicious. Just couldn't take my number 1, but I really liked it. I mean, number 1, number 2 for me were very, very close. It'll be interesting. I think maybe at some point down the line, if viewers want it, it'd be fun to take out the past maybe 10 or the past 15 whenever we get to a certain point and really rank. Top 5 is easy, but when you start bringing them all back out, it's going to be like, whoa, what do I do out of this? Where am I?
Yep.
Because for me, my, leading into number 1, you can already guess if you haven't done your math. But, this it really was right there with my number 1 too, and I really enjoyed it. So 3, 2, 1 for number 1.
Yeah. Over here. I'm stretching. There we go. I get okay, thank you. I'll just take my baby over here.
I'll take mine over here.
There we go. All right.
There we go. Right next to our good old friend. Shark Week.
Shark Week. This is it. Wrap up of Shark Week. Yep. There it is. It's probably going to be a little bit after Shark Week, but that's our wrap up. Abel's done. He's going to put his backwards costume, if you never noticed during all the episodes. I don't know why we got it that way, but his fin is facing the wrong direction, so he swims everywhere backwards. Yeah. And it's kind of rough.
And if you stay for the bonus episode, I try to fit in that.
Yes. Yeah, that's the uncut footage right there.
So back to this, though, just so it's on screen. I really enjoyed this. And again, it's poured right now. It was nice to sip into it and be right back into the bottle. I really enjoy this. Interesting enough, I have tried, I think it was Is it Oban or Oban? How do you say it?
Oban.
Oban. I just want to say Oban.
Everyone wants to. It's Oban.
But Oban, I think I tried the 14 year. Do they have a 14 year?
I believe they do.
Something?
Yeah, they have a 14.
I tried one that the other day, and I didn't like it in comparison.
Okay.
So it just this batch, I'm not going because of the nostalgia behind Game of Thrones, even though I love them, and like the Night's Watch, one of my favorite things. But it is just really, really a good sipping whiskey that I find. You can't go wrong with it. I feel like you could give this to somebody for the first time and let them try because it's just got such a nice flavor.
No, definitely, I agree.
Not burn,
Yep.
but feels warm inside. Like
It was. Was that the one that hugged you?
Yeah, that is the one that. And you know what's weird? The minute I sipped it, I was like, I feel like I was just hugged again.
Yeah, he was just hugged. He was hugged
And
by
that's
that.
exactly
That one
the analogy I used the first time we recorded it.
Yes, it was. You said it was hugged by it.
I
No problem.
appreciate
I like to bring that back up because
Take
that was a cute episode. So here we go. Mine was the Jameson Black Barrel because I liked it because it surprised me. It surprised me a lot actually.
Yeah.
Especially after when we opened it up and we saw what it was because I went along the lines. I believe I picked it was a bourbon, and I mean it is aged in used bourbon barrels, so it takes on a lot of that bourbon quality to it.
Yep.
And I think that's why I liked it so much, even over the Booker's. I mean, Booker's is one of my faves, but this one really surprised me. I liked all the flavor profiles with it, and again, it's an easy one. But for a Jameson, if you want to try something different outside of the ordinary range of a Jameson, that's the one right there. Definitely, and it's more along the bourbon line. That's the way I feel anyway. Maybe you'll find it different, but that's what I found out of it. And that's why I picked it.
Yeah.
It just surprised me. So
Yeah, awesome.
All right. Well, I
got nothing else to say. I was so
for you.
amazed.
That's
I was
it,
like,
folks. It's okay, but so. But that's
I was
it.
literally fully just like keep talking.
Keep talking. You're just amazing. Thank you, Bourbon
You're the
Steward.
best. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. Subscribe below if we haven't.
Subscribe over here. There's actually a subscribe button right over by Nick in the corner over there because I put that in. It's there now. Just hit it. You'll subscribe. It'll be amazing. Help us out.
Yep.
And we're going to take you out with our little toast that we always do. Here's hoping that you find a little bit of luxury.
In an otherwise ordinary life.
Oh my God, it's so good. I love this. Have a good one, folks.
Cheers.
If you are ready and able to whiskey, be sure to drop a comment below. Hit those like and subscribe buttons and press notifications. Also follow Keeping It Neat on Instagram. Thanks for watching, kinfolk.